Bueller's Day Off is my favorite coming-of-age story. This film perfectly captures the thrill and blissful freedom of escaping one's responsibilities and problems for a day. The crux of a typical coming-of-age story involves a drastic change in worldview for our protagonist. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is not one of those films. The main protagonist doesn't change at all, in fact. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is that one-of-a-kind film where the main protagonist doesn't go on any form of a character arc. He is rather the type of character that changes the people around him, mainly his best friend Cameron. Cameron's character arc is the heart and soul of this film. Cameron begins this film incredibly neurotic and defined by his fears and anxieties. Ferris literally spells it out for the audience.
Pardon my French, but Cameron is so tight that if you stuck a lump of coal up his ass, in 2 weeks you have a diamond.
Ferris is a character that is larger than life, and isn't exactly who I would consider a relatable character, though Cameron is the one that brings this film back down to earth. I bet everyone can relate to the feeling of being stuck in life and feeling anxious and hopeless for the future. Ferris forces Cameron to escape his mundane life, showing him what life can offer when one adopts a carefree attitude. Cameron is very reluctant to allow himself to let go of his fears and anxieties, allowing them to cloud his mood until his fears become realized. Once faced with his fears, this forces him to reflect on his worldview. After Cameron has a panic attack, this becomes the turning point when he realizes that his fears and anxiety no longer have to define him. Cameron realizes that he has control on how he responds to his anxiety, rather than his anxiety controlling him.
I realized it was ridiculous. Being afraid. Worrying about everything. Wishing I was dead. All that shit. I'm tired of it.
As stated earlier, Cameron started this film being incredibly neurotic and entirely defined by his fears and anxieties. Now being unburdened by these fears, Cameron now finds himself more like Ferris, being stoic and carefree. Now, obviously, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a fantasy, and an individual such as Ferris Bueller can't exist in our reality. It is simply impossible and honestly dangerous to be as carefree as Ferris. He effortlessly lies and manipulates the people around him and manages to avoid any consequences for his actions. Though criticizing this film for this is honestly missing the point of this film's main message. When one allows themselves to be free from their problems for a time, they might be able to find the tools to solve those problems. This typically involves spending time with friends and traveling. Like Cameron Fry, if one allows themselves to sulk in their anxieties, they will inevitably grow depressed, but there is nothing like the glorious liberation from those problems when you allow yourself to let loose and not be burdened by your so-called responsibilities. Yes, our protagonist doesn't go on any form of a character arc, but this isn't a detriment to this film because our secondary protagonist goes on such a powerful character arc that drives the emotional core of this film. One can make the case that Cameron is the true protagonist of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The powerful life lessons found in this film are universal, and they can be relatable and applicable to anyone in any stage of life, despite of the fact that our characters are of high school age. This film perfectly captures the blissful joys of escapism, and that's why this film is just such a blast. As someone who has dealt with anxiety and depression, I not only find joy in this film, but I also relate to it on a deep level, walking away with valuable life lessons that will ensure me with a happier life.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this latest video, and if you did, make sure to give this video a like. And if you want more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And shout out to Nightcrawler and Sydney Sweeney. Thanks for watching.